Welcome back to the shop, guys. Now, despite the fact there's a C6 trespassing in our shop today, let me assure you this is still Toys for Life C5. The beast that's behind me belongs to a friend of mine, and while he was searching for his first Corvette, he came across this thing and the temptation was more than he could stand. So he decided to skip the first 5 generations of Corvette and go right to the 7-liter LS7 powered C6 Z06. Now Ben, the owner of this Corvette, hasn't had it all that long, and he's asked us to kind of give it a quick once-over to see if anything jumps out. Also, he's aware that it has a custom tune, so we're going to hook it up to HP Tuner's scanner, do some wide open throttle pulls, and see if anything looks unsafe about the tune. We're going to do all that and a whole lot more next.
Toys for Life.
Now, just between you and me, we both know that the C5 generation is the best, but I'm not going to lie to you. I would absolutely love to add a C6 to my stable. So Ben, when you recently decided to plunk down a pretty good chunk of change on a sports car, what made you decide that you wanted a Corvette?
You know, ever since I was a little kid, I fell in love with Corvettes, playing Gran Turismo. Went on to high school and the C5s came out, fell in love with those things, especially that Z06. And, you know, it came time in my life I could actually afford a sports car. So this is what we went with.
Well, I think you made one hell of a choice personally, so nice work on that. So when you sign the paperwork, it's your car and you go out for your first solo drive where you can really do whatever you want. Were you scared? Were you nervous? Did you even give it full throttle? Tell me about that first experience.
It was a little scary. It was more car than I have ever driven before. So I definitely was a little nervous and I took it easy.
So you're old enough that you respected the fact that you knew it had a bunch of power.
I knew it had more power than I was ready for right off the bat.
If I handed this to you at 22, would it have been a bad outcome?
I probably would have been in the ditch and dead in the first hour.
Dude, it's so freaking fast. My brain still feels scrambled.
Speaking of big power, let's go take a look at what most would consider to be the heart of the beast. So Ben, I think the C6 Z06 comes with a measly 505 horsepower. Tell us a little bit more about the mods that you're aware of that the previous owner made, and if you know, or what you think the actual engine or rear wheel horsepower is on this car.
Sure, yeah, no, it's got a fair amount of work done. As I say, it has a cold air intake, a Haltech, has what I believe it's the Mammo intake there, but then it has heads, it's got headers, full exhaust.
And you said those are the cheap, crappy Cook's headers?
Yeah, they're just the crappy stuff, you know. I would say they are ceramic coated, and I tell you what, this guy, he didn't go cheap with this thing.
And so what kind of horsepower do you think it has? Did you know?
Yeah, like this, it's running probably about 650 at the crank, or it's 550 at the wheels. It makes a little bit of power.
That's respectable.
It's a touch more than it came with from the factory.
For sure. Do you have any future mods planned right now, or is it kind of right where you want it?
If I get bored with it in the next year or two, who knows? Maybe I could throw a supercharger on it.
I know a guy who might be able to help you out with that.
Jeez, might have to make something happen.
With about 550 rear wheel horsepower, that's about the same as my C5 has, and I find it interesting because my C5 is supercharged and mild-mannered. This is kind of rowdy, naturally aspirated and big displacement, but at the end of the day, they both make approximately the same horsepower number. So, you know, I'm probably going out to Rock Falls in the next month or two, maybe even a few weeks. I think it'd be pretty sweet if you want to tag along with the Z06 and we could line them up. I think that'd be fun. What do you think?
I think we might have to make that happen.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Well, sweet. That'll be a ton of fun, and I'm really looking forward to that. So guys, keep your eyes open for a video to drop on the day at Rock Falls. Z06 versus the supercharged C5. So guys, not only is the Z06 an absolute beast, it's also a stunningly beautiful machine. So let's get this thing outside where it's a beautiful day out there. We'll look at it from every possible angle, and then after that we're going to go do some test drives with the scanner hooked up so we can take a look at the tune and see if anything jumps out as being unsafe.
Enough of this video stuff. Let's get to the fun stuff, huh?
Of course, we had to start out by taking it for a little bit of a spin because why not? All right, we've got HP Tuner scanners connected and ready to go. Now, I don't have a wideband hooked up today, so for this quick and dirty look, I'm mainly going to be looking to see that his narrow bands are close to around 900 millivolts at wide open throttle. And most importantly, we'll be looking for any combustion knock, which is hard on the pistons and if bad enough, can destroy your engine. Ultimately, we made several hits at different RPMs, but all under full wide open throttle. So we got some good data that we can analyze back at the shop. Also, I must say, after driving in the C6 Z06, although the way it accelerates feels a little bit different than the C5, I'm really not certain which one's going to be faster.
Well, we made it back to the shop. No tickets, no big dings. I think we're doing all right. Well, doctor, what's the prognosis?
Well, I wish I had better news. Your air-fuel ratios by the narrow bands look like, I mean, narrow bands don't tell you a whole lot, but he's up in the 800 plus millivolt range, so we know it's rich of stoic, so that part seems fine, but you've got a couple of different times where you've had knock setting in, and I think it was like around 4,300 RPM. Almost 5 degrees, so I'd be concerned about that. I'll do some more digging later on. We've had a long day. We've been at this for like five hours. So Ben wants to get out of here. I want to get his ass out of here. And I'll look at this more in detail. I'll put scans. I can put screen record so it'll be in the video and show you the stuff exactly that I'm concerned about.
Perfect.
But I think I would definitely, we can talk about your options for having someone else tune it, or maybe if it's just the spark, I think we could probably do that if you want to go that route. It's totally up to you.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it needs a little bit of attention.
Yeah, a little bit. That's what I was afraid of. Well, I really appreciate your time and taking a look at it.
Yeah, this has been a blast. Well, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Ben, thanks a million for bringing the Z06 over. Now you got me thinking maybe I need one. I'm not sure. Guys, if you like the video, you know what to do. Hit the thumbs up below, consider subscribing, and most of all, thanks for watching.